While most gastroenterologists believe Crohn's to be an autoimmune disease, or possibly an inflammatory response to abnormal gut ecology, a so-called dysbiosis, Professor Herman Taylor and Professor Borody think that a single germ, a pathogen, causes the majority of cases of Crohn's disease. Thus it can be treated not as an immune dysfunction, but as an infection. There is a rapidly growing body of scientific evidence published in peer-reviewed scientific journals which suggests that human infection with the mycobacterium known as Mycobacterium avium subspecies paratuberculosis, MAP, may be causing some and possibly all cases of Crohn's disease. Mycobacterium avium paratuberculosis, commonly known as MAP, is a proven cause of chronic inflammation of the intestinal tract in a range of animal species, including food-producing animals and several non-human primates. MAP infection in animals is called Johne's disease. It's an animal health issue in many countries, costing the dairy and livestock industry millions of dollars annually in decreased milk production and decreased slaughter value. In 2000, a comprehensive report by the European Commission into possible links between MAP and Crohn's disease was published. It referenced 372 scientific papers and articles and had the following two main findings. The currently available evidence is insufficient to confirm or disprove that Mycobacterium paratuberculosis is a causative agent of at least some cases of Crohn's disease in man. There are sufficient grounds for concern to warrant increased and urgent research activity to resolve the issue. Anti-MAP therapy for me has been a miracle treatment. It probably saved my life. Every time I go to the clinic, I get the same story from patients. They'd been sick for years, no one could help them, and they've now been given their lives back. The treatment doesn't work for everyone, and there's always a risk of side effects. For me, the side effects have been very minor. Most patients have no idea this treatment's available.
I'm going to talk to you guys about today, exactly 1 year ago, and I'm really scared of this day because it's the day I almost died. So, first I want to say that you guys probably don't know, but I have Crohn's disease and it just messes with your tummy system. I was diagnosed with it when I was 4, and so yeah, let's skip to the first day of 6th grade. It was a great day. My stomach was hurting a little bit that day, you know, because it just like hurts every day, but I've learned how to tolerate it and that. Have you ever had that thought where you think you're gonna die and you think of everything that you haven't done in your life that you wanted to do, and like who's gonna come to your funeral? Are you gonna even have a funeral? What's gonna happen? And that's exactly what I was thinking at that moment, and I was just praying to God so fast. I don't even know if I was saying anything. I was like whispering it to myself. And I was saying like, God, please don't let me die today. I don't want this day to come yet. I got what is called an ostomy. I'll insert a little picture right somewhere here. You can just tell that my intestine was pulled out of my stomach. Finally, a month later, on October 14th, 2016, I was let out of the hospital. It was a really great day, but I got home, I said hi to all my animals. I was so happy to see them. Still, it was hard for me to walk. Oh, and I had this thing that I had to take home that they attached to my incision area where it was infected, and it was a machine that was sucking out the infection, and it was heavy and you had to carry it around. There I am at home. I sleep in bed that night. Everything is great. They took my PICC line away. They took every bad thing away, and it was a really happy moment for me because I now knew that everything was over and that everything was done and my life would be back to normal and all the bad was gone. I hope you guys have a great day, and if you are someone going through this or has gone through this, I know what it's like to feel that pain. I know what it's like to think that pain, and that is why I'm going to pray for you, because I know what you're going through. I've been through it too.
Yeah, I see this as a perfect illustration of the One Health principle that is getting a lot of press these days, that there is not a division between veterinary medicine and human medicine. It is all one, and actually by learning from each other, we can make much more progress. And I think veterinary medicine has a lot to teach people who are interested in Crohn's disease and suspecting that this is the pathogen causing it. Because we have been working with this disease since it was first described in 1895 by a veterinarian named Yoni in Germany. And so we have a lot of information about this pathogen and how it works in animals that I think can translate to human medicine.
My name is John Aitken. I'm a medical laboratory scientist from New Zealand. I've worked in microbiology for maybe about 46 years now. I've always had an interest in Crohn's disease, particularly in relationship to Mycobacterium avium paratuberculosis, or MAP as we call it, MAP. The idea that it causes diseases in humans has been around for a long time, but it's becoming of age, and I think that now we can think about whether there is a relationship between Crohn's and MAP without a lot of heat or argument.
The standard treatments are not directed at a etiology, not directed at the cause of Crohn's. They're directed at ameliorating inflammation, somehow doing whatever you can to make patients feel better. Now that's noble, but that doesn't get at the root cause. The damaging inflammation has to do with, that's all part of pathogenesis. Quick definition: etiology is the cause of a disease. Pathogenesis is the disease process played out at the molecular and cellular levels. Current therapies are directed at the pathogenesis to try and subdue this damaging inflammation. My treatment is directed at the cause, and if you treat the cause, the inflammation gets better.
Hi, my name is Krista, and I've been taking RMAT therapy for 10 months with quite a reduction in symptoms, such as lessening cramps, better outcomes in the bathroom. The brain fog is lifting. I'm able to carry quite a good, intelligent conversation now without forgetting what I was going to say. My thought processes are a lot clearer. And before I started RMAT therapy, I had just had an appointment with my colorectal surgeon, and we were discussing what the next steps were for my 6 active fistula with 5 ceton placements. As of today, I am so happy to announce that I am down to 4 active fistula, 4 fistula with 3 ceton placements. Now, I was told I would have UC and Crohn's disease for the rest of my life, and that the fistula surgery was only about 50% success rate, and there was the worrisome complication of irreversible incontinence if the surgery did not go as planned. So, as you can tell, I am quite stoked about this progress, and by the grace of God and the magnificent Dr. Shafran, I fully believe that RMAT therapy has changed my life for the positive. Thank you.
There are, of course, the combination of anti-MAP and anti-TNF-alpha treatments which seem to accelerate remission rate. And we can then progress from that to recolonizing the now damaged microbiota in the gut and replacing that with fecal microbiota transplantation. And it is the use of the anti-TNF in conjunction with FMT that seems to have produced for us the very prolonged remission in patients. We are starting not to be afraid to call them cured. But only time will tell if we are able to eradicate the infection, and if we're able to show that the food contains less MAP, then there is a reduction overall in the world of the infection.
Hi, my name is Julie Doyle. I'm the Executive Director of Human Paratuberculosis Foundation. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 1989, and in 2014, after a 25-year battle, it started to spiral out of control. With my newfound energy and time, I decided to start Human Para to provide educational resources on MAP and AMAP for patients and doctors who may be facing a similar situation as I had. A group of volunteers joined me, and together we strive to provide high-quality, science-based resources for anyone who wants them. Our goal is to help patients heal, and also to provide funding for research studies to move MAP science along. Since we began in 2017, we've sponsored a MAP conference in Philadelphia and raised enough funding to begin a 6-lab blinded study of 210 Crohn's and control patients, which will seek to detect MAP by culture, PCR, ELISA, and antibody testing. Our social media outreach has connected thousands of patients. We are also hosting a conference in Berkeley in September of 2018, which will include presentations and collaborative sessions to move MAP science forward. We strongly believe that MAP plays a key role in Crohn's and other immune conditions like multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, sarcoidosis, and possibly even Parkinson's disease. But we need a lot more research to figure that out. Ultimately, we hope